So I hope you enjoy this work. This is one of my favourite shoots of the year. So I was working for Factor, employed by Santara Studios. They were the agency, with Duke Agyapong. Duke is a fantastic person to work with. Really good fun working with them. Make sure you check out the videos. So it's a little bit about who Duke is and why they ride for Factor, and then a bit on the new specialty frame with Duke's poetry and Duke's sort of face on there. So yeah, I hope you enjoy this work. It was amazing to work with Duke, really loved it. So thanks for the opportunity to Duke and Santara.
The Ostro, just taking this thing and just doing the best you can with it, and basically that connection is what kind of links me with Factor. They're pushing boundaries within making things. That's one thing I do like about Factor. They're always trying to push boundaries. People see me on a Factor bike, I want them to think, oh, like he's riding a Factor bike, why is he riding a Factor bike? I want people to know the why rather than just seeing, oh, it's just a bike, you know? In 2020, when the world stopped and Black Lives Matter and a lot of police brutality, all these things were coming to the forefront because the world stopped and we were able to see more of a scope on things. The people that I want to help with this bike is the people who feel marginalized, who feel like cycling is not for them. Black and brown kids, people of color, all genders, people who just feel like they're alone and nobody understands. Those are the people I want to help. That may be your dream, and I want you to feel empowered. I want you to feel able to chase that dream. And there may be barriers. Of course there can be barriers. Plenty of barriers. Like, that's why the bike is so important to me also, because it has parts from Martin Luther King's speeches, news articles from George Floyd's death and how that kicked off the whole Black Lives Matter movement, all of that. For me, with my poems, if one person feels like I'm not alone from it, then that's it. Like, if it helps just one person other than just myself, like it being my release, and if people can relate to that, then that's more than enough for me. I know what it feels like to feel alone, and only till I started saying it out loud did I realize how unkind I was being to myself. I've gone through dark times, and I'm fortunate for my support system, but they were really dark times, and just catching people before they fall, because it's tough. Life is hard enough. It's visibility, and it's helping schools, it's helping people, it's just creating communities. That's it. It's just all about creating communities and actually being connected with one another. That's what I want. It's just something different, like how it handled, it just felt at home, and it just felt natural and normal to be riding this bike, and it's just everything just felt faster. I find myself going faster and climbing, like actually wanting to ride more. It feels very fast. You feel planted. It just clicked instantly. From the very first ride, it clicked instantly. Every single part on there is picked for a purpose and is personal to me and why I like it. I absolutely love racing crits, and I feel like that's a bike truly made for crits. For like railing the corners, smashing it around and just going super, super fast. Cycling is more than just going fast. It's more than just A to B, it's more than just a journey. It's about sharing the road. I still remember the feeling of riding a bike without stabilizers. That cautious feeling you get on the inside, like you're about to fall over, like when you're on a skateboard or something. I'm just concentrating and like gripping the handlebars so damn hard. How my heart was just beating fast. I mean, it's a feeling you can never forget. It's hard to find sometimes, but it's always going to be there regardless. You're gonna find it. I'm never gonna forget that day. Before, I always used to ride, try to go as fast as I can, beat PBs, but now it's more about having fun. You have to find the fun first and foremost. Cycling is my escape, and I keep it super positive and super fun. I have to. 6 a.m, that's a true escape. Just appreciating that moment in time. Like, you wouldn't think you'd be able to find something like that in a city. It's a concrete jungle, there's cars everywhere, there's chaos everywhere, but that peace, that serenity, yeah, it's unmatched. Literally, I think people can do whatever they want on the bike. Like, you can literally go as far as you want to go. You just got to believe in yourself. Obviously, being a black athlete, there's not many of us in the cycling scene too. I like to think that if I could go back and talk to myself, I would tell them cycling is for you. So long I didn't feel like I belonged in the sport. What I truly want is to make it accessible. That's what I want, to make it accessible. I've never joined a bike club or group or anything like that because I never felt like I belonged there. Like, it was never inclusive. I used to rock up to races and be like, I don't belong here, I feel unwelcome here. It's definitely getting there. Understanding somebody else's reality and listening to them and having empathy, that's super important. So that starts with listening. Ask questions, don't feel afraid. It's all about starting a conversation. It's all about being comfortable, being uncomfortable. Because until that happens, things aren't going to change, because we need to see things from each other's perspectives, and that starts with listening. Cycling and its creativity, it's always pushing boundaries for me. Like, whenever I see something or see someone with their own personal style, I want to capture that and share that with the world, because that's what inspired me to get on the bike. It's just about sharing these stories. It's more than just two wheels. I'm trying to show you my world and what I see on two wheels. And your legs and your lungs are screaming. And you're like, why am I doing this? I need to stop. That's that escape, you know? You forget about the problems because you're like on the climb, you're actually focused and you're present. And then you get to the top and you're like, bloody hell, that's beautiful. If you told my 10-year-old self, you'll be here riding bikes, racing bikes, you wouldn't have believed it. I mean, with cycling, it's always been to see how far I can take it. There's a whole world out there, and there's so many things that I haven't done. Like, gravel biking is new to me also. I absolutely love it. It's a whole new world. Time and time and time again. That's the best feeling. It's the whole new feeling each and every time. Obviously, racing is still relatively new to me. I want to see where that takes me. I want to see how far I can go with long distance. I wanted to eventually do the transcontinental race across Europe. And especially with cycling, there's so many disciplines, but I never want to limit myself to just one. People have come together because we all have a shared experience and a shared love and passion for cycling. It's just about you finding what your purpose is for you on the bike.